what research is looking into and what is being hypothesized is natural, holistic ways to get better sleep. And wouldn't you know it, these are things that yoga has been doing for thousands of years, and they're mapping it onto modern research. So the three ways that really stuck out to me was the breath, sound, and movement, right? Three core things of yoga. We do the breathing in yoga, the sound with mantra, chanting, sound bowls, and then movement, of course, with asana. And so let's talk about the breath first. When we are consciously breathing, when we're deepening the breath, when we're moving the breath to different areas of the lungs and the body, it affects the nervous system. It helps the nervous system go from sympathetic activation into parasympathetic activation, from fight or flight into rest and digest. The breath also helps with blood flow. It helps with blood pressure, and it helps move the nervous system into a more balanced state. And what happens when the nervous system is moved into a more balanced state? Well, we might feel a little bit more restful, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more able to get a good night's sleep. So this is why pranayama, the breathing techniques in yoga, can be so important for us to get a good night's sleep, because it's one of the fastest ways to shift the nervous system. Right? So next is sound, or the mind. And in the research, they're including meditation, audio sound, and hypnosis in this category. And meditation, they're looking at deep meditation as a cognitive tool to help move the nervous system from rest and digest, or excuse me, from fight or flight into rest and digest. Because those who were practicing meditation tended to have better sleep, because we're balancing the nervous system from sympathetic activation into parasympathetic activation, from survival mode, there's a lion chasing me in the jungle, or I've just had a horrible day at work with my boss, into a feeling of being supported and safe. So they also found music, sound, could help move the nervous system from fight or flight into parasympathetic. And so sound, they say put on speakers, and they did like different sounds in the ears, and they found that this changed brain activity. But what do we do in yoga? We have mantra, we have bija sound syllables, chanting, we have sound bowls, sound bath. All of these things can have an effect on the nervous system and help balance the nervous system to get us to a state where we can experience better sleep. It's amazing. And the next thing that they found was movement. And what is yoga asana? It is movement, it's the poses. And they found that physical activity helped get better sleep. And it kind of makes sense, right? We're exerting ourselves, we're putting out energy, we're getting rid of some of the energy accumulation in the body, right? Using different muscles and areas of the body. And so those who engaged in physical movement, and it did not have to be a hardcore workout, got better sleep. And the last thing that they noticed, which this would be for, would be a better diet. Amazing, because Ayurveda has been saying this for 5,000 years. But what you're eating matters, right? There's a bidirectional pathway between your gut and your brain. But in regards to the central nervous system, things like caffeine, alcohol, other stimulants, possibly the energy drinks, right? They keep your nervous system in activation mode, and it makes it that much more difficult to move from fight or flight into rest and digest, into sleep. And I've noticed this as I have stopped coffee in these last couple of months again, that it's easier for me to fall asleep when I have no caffeine during the day. And just 1/2 cup of coffee, I have noticed affects me when I go to sleep later in the evening. It's really fascinating that I've noticed this, but that's a whole other thing. So, the 4 things to help get better sleep that Ayurveda has known for thousands of years, that yoga has known for thousands of years, is breath, sound, movement, diet. And these things can be difficult. Lifestyle factors, especially if we have been in the same pattern for so many years, can be really difficult to change. And that's why it's better to get support to do it, because it's hard to know on our own what might be the best for our unique mind body pattern. So, I do have in the show notes, if you're wanting to get better sleep, if you're wanting to move into a better sleep pattern, or you're having trouble falling asleep, I do have a 13-minute guided yoga nidra linked in the show notes.